And welcome everyone. We are a couple minutes early from being very late. It's just me and Tariq from Reeks Rewards tonight. Tariq, how are you today?
I am good. It is the first of the month. Been kind of a day, but you know what? We're still here, and it's still Thursday, which means it's live time.
Absolutely. We've got some folks checking in on the chat. We've got RJ. The live will be starting soon. It started now,
Yeah,
but
we are
RJ's in
we
the
are
chat tonight.
live.
We are live.
Hello, RJ.
Hey, RJ. Hope things are getting better. We've got Chatting in the chat with just a thumbs up. RJ with a who's excited about the possible idea of new AmEx cards. We're going to talk about that in a little bit.
Is it going to be something for RJ to get more MR points?
Potentially. I'm actually worried that it's going to be rebrands, so we can talk about that. And Double asked do tell, and he says a fitting question as I'm passing through a Centurion Lounge at the moment. Double isn't on parenting, or like is sort of on parenting duty, so we'll see. RJ with the hello gents. We've got Vincent Pascal jumping in. Hey Vincent, thank you sir. And give me a 2x MR card on the personal side. AmEx, my wallet is ready. I don't know that they're ready to do that for it. Maybe they might be ready to do that. So we'll jump into that in just a few moments here. It has been, Tariq, I don't know if you got a chance to watch my tidbits that dropped a couple hours ago.
I watched a little bit of it. I was, like I said, taking care of some stuff. Murphy was doing its thing, but I was catching up on it before the live. So I am going to beg my mother to put me as an authorized user on her Explorer card just for the possibility to use those Club Lounge passes because United does not like me to get their card soon.
Well, I mean, give it some time. They'll welcome you back with open arms, I'm sure.
I'm waiting on the annual fee on my Sapphire Preferred to hit, and I'm going to move 500 from my Amazon card to that one to make it an even 10K, and then probably move like 5K out of my Freedom Flex because I don't need to have a $10,000 limit on a Freedom Flex. I'm not using the card that much this quarter.
So no, I feel like that's a card you could probably get away with like a $3,500 limit and be okay.
I will do 5 just to be kind of conservative, but that opens up at least the bare minimum. It's not a bonus. The bare minimum credit limit on a Visa signature for the Explorer because I would like that card very much so.
That's fair. Double checking in that he's free of dad duty and enjoying some moderately okay chicken. So the Centurion Lounge, sad salad bar, moderately okay chicken, and a cookie. Hopefully it's a nice warm cookie. RJ says, I will buy the miles back from your mother if you're an AU on her card. Oh, will you buy the miles back? Oh.
You know what? I could probably mow her front and backyard a couple times and in exchange, instead of the money that she gives me, just put the United miles in our pool that I have.
That's fair. Let's see. So there was something I wanted to highlight here. No, it wasn't here on the points guy. It was on upgraded points. So one of the things, we're going to talk about your favorite card that you have.
Oh, buddy.
Well, no, just because they've done something weird with it. And I want to see how you feel about this. But the World of Hyatt business card, where's my...
Love that card.
The World of Hyatt business card
forever and ever
has a new welcome offer. This offer,
I did see
you still
that.
get your 60,000 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get Explorer status, but you do have to spend $7,000 in 3 months. Now, I looked at the terms that were mentioned on the page, and it says Explorer status for the remainder of this rewards year, this status year. It's May.
So you get it until February of 26?
You get it until February of 26. So you get, depending on when you hit the welcome offer, let's say you take all 3 months, right? So if you get the card today, that is June, July, August, right, to hit the welcome offer. So let's say you hit the welcome offer in August, it reflects in September, October, November, December, January, February with Explorers. So 6 months of Explorers.
Wait. So you're telling me it does not take into effect until after you hit the minimum spend.
I'm being very conservative.
If it does, that is absolutely ridiculous.
Yes. Now, if you get it upon receipt of the card, right, it's May, so you'd still get May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. It's a difference of like, honestly, 2 months. So
hey, that's 2 months additionally that you have Explorers, which
yeah,
I guess if you want the extra benefits, like what is it, the extra points earning from the stay, I think, because I think that was like the difference.
You get some points earning stay. You can purchase American Airlines status for a day. And that's kind of it. Like,
so I should be sending a referral link to a good friend of the pod, Kid Cat, because I think he would fare with American Airlines status for a day.
I mean, he's already got Executive Pro, so
fair.
I mean, he'd be fine with Hyatt. He doesn't really care in terms of hotels. We got Chad from Chad's Money Minutes. Yo, from Cancun. Chad, welcome aboard.
You are someplace that I'd rather be.
Oh yeah. No, I after the week I've had, I would much rather be in Cancun.
I think we all would prefer to be in Cancun right now.
Literally any all-inclusive where I could just drink whatever I want.
Yes, drink whatever you want and then just indulge at whatever buffet or restaurant and just lounge by the beach. So maybe not RJ, because, you know, she tans. Well, she burns. She's like a rock lobster after like 5 minutes outside.
Yeah. Yeah. We got Jeremy Leslie joining us on the live. Thank you so much for joining. And he says, hey guys, love the podcast. Currently working on the Hilton Honor sign-up bonus, $70K plus the free night certificate. AmEx is already offering me a request to upgrade to the Surpass or Aspire. I don't plan to do that now.
That's quick. I didn't know
that is quick.
I didn't know AmEx would just immediately after you got the sign-up bonus, assuming you got the card maybe a month or two ago, because what is it, 6 months?
They give you 6 months to work on the welcome offer. So
let's just say he does it, cut it in half. So 3 months holding the card and they're already offering you an upgrade. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think they still offer me an upgrade, but I don't have an upgrade offer. So like I could get the Surpass if I want the Surpass. I could request the Aspire, and I've had the card now for more than a year.
Oh, request. I see that.
Yeah. So offering me a request to upgrade. The request, to my understanding, the request doesn't necessarily include the upgrade offer. And if it doesn't, it's totally up to you if it's worth it, because think of it this way. Like you would bank the $70K welcome offer, you get the free night certificate, then you do the request to upgrade. If they allow you to do the upgrade, now you're paying $150 annual fee. It's not prorated. You're going to get the better multipliers, but you're not getting an extra like upgrade points. You're like not getting upgrade points for it. So you're going to have to.
You would be better off just maybe holding. If you don't need the status immediately, I feel like you'd be better off just waiting, get the bonus, hold the card for a little bit, and then apply. And then you may not get the upgraded bonus because obviously it's gone. I think it expired 2 days ago. But
something
even
like
still,
that.
You would get another additional maybe 100-something thousand Hilton points if you're going for like the Surpass to the Aspire. So you would fill up one of your 4, 5, 6 slots for AmEx, but in exchange you're getting extra Hilton points, which you could use towards another stay. Plus you have the free night cert on the no annual fee at Hilton Honor. So you might be able to get away with something nice.
I would say if you're inside the 290 rule, just apply for a second card. One moment.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to take a hard pull for it. You know, you already got an AmEx card, so you're good at that. So unless you're monitoring your Chase marketing status, since you're not really worried about anything else.
Yeah. Jeremy says, but I thought you had to wait a full year to product change. I don't know that you have to, but there are times RJ did chime in that the website lies sometimes, and it might say that on the website, but it won't let you. So you really have to depend. RJ says that to the shock of no one, she's gotten a sunburn already. Double mentions that maybe she should consider paint primer as sunscreen.
They don't make SPF 1000 for her yet, but
yeah, she's saying it would have to be like the stuff like on dolphins. Double was laughing. RJ followed up with usually after 9 to 12 months you can get the upgrade, but not that soon. So yeah, it's a good offer. I say once you get the welcome offer completed on that, like it's good to keep spending on. I've racked up 180,000 Hilton points. No transfers in, no point purchasing. That's just like, and that's after using the points from the welcome offer and using the free night certificate. Like I just started rebuilding right after that. Yeah.
Because you have the surpass, right?
No. That's all on the honors.
Oh, that's you just say, oh damn.
Yeah.
You just threw everything on that card, huh?
That was for a number of months. It was my partner's everything card. Like I made her an authorized user on it, and I was just like, just put everything on this because gas, grocery, dining, everything else, like it would be a net everything else of 3x Hilton points for all of her spend, for all the spend that she was doing.
So you traded, because I think you said she had the Attune was like her kind of her daily driver for a bit. So you kind of like swapped, did like a trade for a brief moment.
Like I made an authorized user on the Attune, but like the Attune didn't make a whole lot of sense for her other than Amazon and Joann Fabrics or Michaels or whatever, right? Those I know we're getting her 4%. So RJ says, see, I can be useful even not on camera. Yes, you can.
We just miss you.
We do. We understand what's going on. And apologies for the delay in the live tonight. Just
again, Murphy has really been kind of going around the co-hosts lately. So
Murphy has not been kind to the Stack Your Points podcast this week. It's
not. I need Murphy to stay away because in 8 days I will be in Las Vegas and I need him to stay away from me and my family.
I don't know what I have to do. I don't know if I have to make a sacrifice to Baal. I don't know if I have to just, go outside, turn around 3 times and spit, or go outside, turn around 3 times and curse. I don't know what I got to do. But yeah, no.
One of us needs to return the slab. One of us has the slab and needs to be returned.
Yeah. So we have that welcome offer from Hyatt. So going back to that Hyatt welcome offer really sounds nice on paper, but like 2 seconds of thought is just
so it was $7,000 of spend in 3 months.
$7,000 in spend in 3 months. You're gonna get you get Discover Us, but you're also going to like temporarily get Explore Us. But like the only way I would say that offer would make sense. The only way that I would make sense out of that offer is, one, if you have at least a month worth of Hyatt stays coming up in the next 6 to 8 months, so that you can lock down Explorers. 2, you can spend on the business card to get yourself to 30 nights, which is going to be about 60,000 in spend.
Ouch.
3, you don't take this offer, and they should have just extended it through the 2026 status year as well.
Yes.
So, like, it's a much different offer of 6 to 8 months versus... It's a much different offer of 6 to 8 months versus, 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
So
I still think the one that I got last year when it was the additional 15 for, I can't remember how much spend it was. I think it was like an extra, I want to say like 6,000, something like that. But my offer of the 75,000 is a better one, just because even with the Explorers, you're going to make out if you stay at more Hyatts, because you can probably stay your way to Explorers with 75,000 Hyatt points if you're staying at like Hyatts, even if it's just like the category 5 mattress run that you have. You're better off that way. I'm sure we could have our resident actuary go in and crunch the numbers in Semper Point Hell in the section of our Discord, because I'm sure he would be willing to take on that project.
Yeah. Sorry if I look away, just family stuff from family stuff earlier. So Jeremy says, my eventual plan is to have an Aspire and a Surpass to put the majority of my spend on. that's a solid path, especially because you're going to get that free night certificate on the Surpass at 15,000 in spend. You can get another free night certificate with 30,000 in spend on the Aspire. Now, Jeremy, I don't know your exact spend, but like the way to do the way you can do things with that, even if you get two the free nights where you get the one with the 15K in spend on the Surpass and the one that you get every night with the Aspire, that can do really well as well.
Yeah, get two free nights, and it's the Hilton's the only one that we know that is just completely uncapped. You just got to pick up the phone and call. Yeah, absolutely. And I think at that point, just depending on, obviously, we don't know, Jeremy, your circumstances, where you are in the game, but I mean, if you can find a way to just hit all three sign-up bonuses on the cards and bank up like a huge pool of Hilton points, plus your one free night for the Hilton Honors card that you have, maybe hitting 15K in spend on the second one, and then having the Aspire, so you could have potentially 3 to use. Man, you could be doing some damage. 3 with like what, 400 something plus thousand Hilton points. He'd be killing it.
Yeah, depending on which welcome offers you do, because he's doing the 70K right now plus the free night. He can do I want to say that the normal welcome offer is like 100 on the Surpass. Like right now it's 130 plus a free night. Mm-hmm. The elevated offer on the Aspire right now is 175, but even if that's down at like 150 plus 100 plus 70, that is 340, right? No, 320.
Plus whatever the spend amount is, because wasn't it like what?
Yeah,
6K in 6 months for the Aspire or something like that?
6K in 6 months for the Aspire, 3K in 6 months for the Surpass, 2K in 6 months for the Honors. So let's just say base spend, no elevated spending whatsoever. That's an additional
33,000 points. I think if I calculated that right, because it's 3 Hilton points per dollar, right? Or 3 Hilton points. Yeah. You said 6, 3, and 2.
6, 3, and 2. Yeah, that's 11.
Yeah,
so 33,000.
33,000. So 350, give or take. That's not including if you use the elevated spend offer, spend categories. So at least 350,000 MR points and 3 free night certs. Man, let me know which Waldorf you're going to or which Conrad you're at.
Seriously. All right, we got J Rome joining us. Thanks, J Rome. He says, other than being under 424, I am, and having a bank account with them, I closed it already. Any suggestions to get approval with Wells Fargo now that they wait for you to ask to open an account? I would. They do usually have a pre-approval tool. It kind of depends on what card you're going after. If you're going after one of the co-brands, I know that One Key has their own pre-approval tool, and it's also going to tell you like how many, what your credit line is going to be. Not that you should go particularly hard after the One Key cards, but I do know that will give you like the Apple Card treatment of tell you what your credit line is going to be before you accept the card. The Choice website, I believe, has their own their own side application, so you could go that way if you want to do the Choice cards. The Choice cards are really solid. The Build card takes you back to Wells Fargo, but is not part of the Wells Fargo like pre-approval. So it's going to depend on which card you're going for, but as long as you are under, like, Wells seems to have their own marketing rule, which is a carbon copy of Chase. Okay, so he follows up with Autograph Journey was denied for too many new accounts and too many accounts with greater than 0 balances. Okay. So I don't know. So if you're at 4 in the last 24 months, right? And because when I got my Attune put me back at 4. So I was 3. I hadn't opened any new bank accounts with them. I still had like a long-term bank account with them. Yeah. My checking account, my longest term checking account is with Wells Fargo. I had just gotten the Signify in April from them. So it wasn't, so I'd already opened a business a business credit card with them not too long before. The business card gave me a hard pull. The Attune gave me a soft pull, which was weird. But I also had two previous cards with Wells Fargo, but those were open years ago. So I don't know how I got a soft pull on the Attune. So with Wells Fargo, now that they wait for you to ask to open an account. So too many new accounts, too many accounts with greater than 0 balances. Not knowing the rest of your profile, you don't have to list it here. You can always just like take it to the Discord if you want. Not knowing how thick your profile is and how many cards are reporting a balance, maybe just getting a couple of those balances to 0 and try again. Make sure that those 0 balances are reported, and then give it another shot. Because every time I've gone to Wells Fargo and said, I would like a card, please, Wells Fargo says, yes, you're fine. And no, it is not because I secretly work at Wells Fargo. No, it is not because like Wells Fargo is aware of my existence as a YouTuber. Like there are Wells Fargo people who watch my stuff, but it's nothing serious. Actually, I got to check in with them just to see if anything's coming down the pipe. Exactly. So like, I don't have any like secret sauce at Wells Fargo. Every time I've gone to them and asked them for more credit, they have said yes. But when I've asked them for like, okay, so hold on. About 30 accounts open, 825 FICO, oldest card is with them. Honestly, I would say, yeah, RJ says 30 open is going to scare them.
I know it'll scare off Capital One, but
I mean, a mouse can scare off Capital One sometimes. So Shatton also mentions, I was right at 424 when I got approved for the journey after they beat me up for like 3 weeks. All right, so Jay, because the biggest thing is going to be getting the welcome offer on the journey. The journey is like the big dog welcome offer with Wells Fargo. That's the 60,000. Everything else is 20, with the exception of the Attune, which is 10. I'm talking in points. I know that the active cash and the Attune give you cash back, but your cash back can get converted to points like that. So I'm just going to use points for now. So you definitely have to hit that welcome offer with the journey. For like, that is one where you absolutely have to hit it. Like, I don't worry about the Attune or the active cash welcome offers, just because like you can put enough spend through those to kind of make up for it. But yeah, 30 accounts open, 825, oldest card is with them. I would. Oh, he's got the old Visa signature. That's why he wants the autograph journey. Okay. Yep. Build up those points and then go through their travel portal with the old signature. That's the Dugrau's Golden Ponies card that gets the 1.5 cents per point through the travel portal for airline airfare.
Got it.
So like that would turn your 5 times hotels into 7.5 in the portal.
So basically like a Sapphire Reserve type of card in regards to redemptions.
Yes, and for no annual fee.
Dang. Yeah. I see why. I see. That makes sense. Holy crap.
Poor man CSR, he says, yes, absolutely. So I would, how would I approach this? I would try to get a couple of more of your accounts to report down to 0. Maybe Sockdraw a card or 2. And I would give the reconsideration a call. If you want to call them, I don't know when your last rejection was. You could give them a call now and just kind of like see what you might have to do from what they say. With that thick a profile, if you have any sort of like established relationship with them, I know you said you closed an account with them, but if you have any other accounts open with them, maybe look into seeing if you could try conversing with a banker and seeing if a banker could like sidestep around for you because I know with Chase, if you have like a strong enough Chase relationship, you can sometimes get the bankers will sometimes try and bypass for you. So about a month ago, already paid off all my personal cards, about to try again. Okay. If this doesn't, like, let those report that they're all zeroed out, and then give it another try, and then contact, then try reconsideration and see if you can set up something in branch. That's probably the next best things I can give you. Shatton got a 70K welcome offer on the autograph journey. Jealous.
Nice.
We're going to go back because we've been missing some stuff from Jeremy. So going back to Jeremy. Jeremy says, I have the Chase trifecta now with the CSR and the Hyatt card. It's been great the past year and a half, but I'll eventually run dry with Hyatt points, and Chase cards do not earn very well year round.
What?
They do not.
Talking bad about the Chase trifecta? Shame on you. That trifecta is flawless and there's nothing wrong with it.
You can't even say that with a straight face.
I know I can't. I've been around you for too long.
That's it. I'm creating memes and actually talking sense to people. It's great.
Yes.
Jeremy says he can spend 15K in a year, but not much more. Yeah, that's fine. 15K is plenty.
Generate a lot of points. I mean, it's not going to generate a lot of Chase points, even if it's like at 1.5, because the unlimited Chase refuses to go anything higher than 1.5. So,
yeah. Breaking Uber One update. I'm gonna see your DMs, Matt. Okay, so I'm gonna check the DMs. J-Rom says appreciate it. I try. Like I don't have much more beyond that, but like banker, let everything report to zero. See what you can do. Can confirm that working with a Chase or Wells Fargo banker can help. Won't always work, but having an advocate within the company can help. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not the worst thing there. So we've got RJ with an Uber One. With Uber One news. So hold on.
Hold the phone.
Okay. I'm basically just going to read this. Having problem generating Chase points. 2 words. In cash. Yep. In cash will do it. All right. So I'm going to read this word for word. RJ got an email from Uber One. Just got this Uber One email. We continue to enhance the Uber One membership to bring you increased value. We've started giving you access to top rated couriers for Uber Eats deliveries, and we'll soon begin offering a travel benefits bundle with greater flexibility for airport ride wait times and cancellations. As we evolve the program, we are making some changes. Effective June 1st, 2025, specifically, we are expanding the selection of merchants eligible for $0 delivery fees in certain areas. As a result, 1, minimum basket size requirements for benefits will now vary depending on factors like delivery distance or time of day. This means that the amounts may be higher or lower than what you are currently seeing. You will see the minimum amount applicable to your order before you place your order. 2, you may also see additional fees across Uber Eats on certain orders outside of your standard delivery area or during higher demand times. Any applicable fees will be displayed prior to you placing your order. You may also see some changes to how we describe certain benefits in the app, but you will continue to get your Uber One benefits like $0 delivery fees on eligible orders, reduction in fees, and membership exclusive offers. Remember, you can cancel your membership at any time in your Uber One account in your app under Manage Membership. See here for additional questions. Stay tuned for more upcoming exciting member offers, and thank you for being a valued Uber One member. So, they're going to be adding...
Did Uber One just go dynamic?
Oh yeah, they just introduced what do you call it?
What?
It's not congestion charging. It is like they're gonna be able to throttle things up and down.
Holy! I mean, DoorDash is gonna do it eventually if Uber is successful at it. But
if Uber's making money doing this, yeah.
DashPass is going to the same thing, and Grubhub Plus. So, yay. Thanks.
Keith also mentioned Zcash. Yep, the in-cash is pretty solid. The in-cash is also going to get you $20 back at Instacart now.
See, I'm strongly debating on what the next card is going to be for me. It's either going to be the United Explorer or the ink cash, or if I'm stupid, maybe the Freedom Unlimited just to round out the personal trifecta.
Yep.
But leaning towards the ink cash before inks just get stupid hard to get.
Yeah. Best known annual fee card out there. Yeah, it's up there. So now Uber is going to be introducing dynamic pricing. Uber One is introducing dynamic pricing, which really isn't that big of a surge pricing. That was the word.
That's what it is, surge pricing. I think Wendy's tried that just in general, and they got shot down immediately.
Yeah,
because Wendy's forgot why they exist in the first place.
But Uber and Lyft already do surge pricing in their app.
So they're just surge pricing the surge pricing?
Yes.
Surgeception.
Money.
No promises,
is what
Keith.
It is. Keith Tariq, please stay away from our beloved in cash. Well,
cannot make any promises. I need more Chase points.
Tariq's going to sign up for the in cash, and it's going to go back to being the Ink Plus almost immediately.
Sorry. Not sorry, though.
No.
You know what? Y'all keep it up, and I will apply it live. Y'all keep playing.
Oh boy.
Damn it.
Oh boy. All right.
Pull it up right now.
Please don't. Oh, there's the earn elite status 60K. All right. So, if you're an Uber One member, check your emails because stuff has happened. Okay.
Future partnership with the future Capital One Saver X.
Yeah, that could be helpful. So, Tariq, I'm going to throw this up on the screen. Need you to vamp for a second, but we do have Chase and Instacart getting back together. So I'm going to present this real quick. Just vamp for me while I step aside to do something real quick. But we've got new card benefits. So you're going to get $10 off per month on a number of cards and $20 off on the ink cards. So just let folks know what they can expect to see on the Instacart benefit. I'll be right back. I do apologize.
Cool. Wow. So looking at just the cards that I see, obviously it's a lot of the co-branded cards, myself having two of those co-brands being the IHG Premier Business and the World of Hyatt Business. So I am going to test out that Instacart Plus membership, despite not really using Instacart. But at the same time, if Chase is going to throw a benefit my way, may as well try it out for free. Plus that $10 monthly credit. So every month, kind of similar to what the Sapphire Preferred, and I think the Sapphire Reserve as well, with the $10 non-food delivery or discount, which first of the month, mine just hit. I will be ordering my glorious half-gallon of Bluebell ice cream because I am a Texan and it is the best. So I might be getting that as well, especially if I can find a way to do a pickup. So that's what it looks like we are going to get. So check your cards. And I think if it's just you log on to Instacart, add the card on there, you might be able to utilize that benefit. Let me double check with my Chase app as we're going and see if I can find it on my cards, because I do have two of those business cards and one of them that I will keep at the end of this year. So let's take a nice little looky look. And I apologize in advance. I cannot able to see any chats right now. When Matt comes back, he'll get that updated. Or I know RJ's still watching, so she will respond in the time being. But let's double take and see what benefits I have for that card. I can even find it. Maybe I just need to actually download Instacart. So this might be something I do off live, so I'm not looking like the old man trying to navigate his phone, because I may be well versed in technology, but I have not used Instacart a day in my life. So yeah, so it looks like, as we see on the screen, a lot of the co-branded cards with Chase. So if you got a co-branded card, you're in luck. You got the Instacart benefit back. So hopefully Matt doesn't take too long because I don't want to look like a fool. And he's back. I can breathe. And you are quiet, sir. Nope, and it is not me this time. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. Matt, sir, we still cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. Maybe it's me. You know what, Keith? I might take you up on that offer. That is a strong maybe, depending on what categories I need to fill with being cash, because I can't say no to a free night serve at Hyatt because they are very nice. Mm-mm. In the meantime, this episode of Stack Your Live is brought to you in part by Murphy's Law. If something can go wrong, it will. And it seems to really be affecting our podcast and even now our lives because we can't hear nothing from Matt. This is why, RJ, we need you so things can go smoothly. Matt, I still cannot hear you. Maybe the chat can hear and it's just me. Cannot see. Maybe you can check the live and see. You know what? Let me go and check. There.
Okay.
We are good.
Can you hear me now?
I can.
Perfect. No idea what happened there. All right. So, Tariq, I see a viable strategy for you to extort Hyatt FNCs from Keith for the foreseeable future. There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. If you still can't hear me, please let me know. Keith did just mention about a minute ago that he couldn't hear me, and J Rome says it's not just me.
It was not just me. Okay. Thank goodness.
Yep. So, yeah. What happens if you have 8 to 10 Chase cards with this offer? I would load them all up in Instacart and go ham? I don't know.
I was trying to see if it worked with the the Hyatt business card, because apparently that also gave you an additional DoorDash $10 credit. Did not get that. So it might just be a one card thing.
Well, it has to be the card that to get it, you have to have that card. You have to be using with that card. So you may want to load them all in and then like swap them on each run of Instacart. That just feels weird. Rodrigo, what is the Uber One news? I don't have an email from them. So RJ received an email from Uber that Uber One is basically adopting surge pricing for Uber One delivery, like Uber Eats deliveries. Is kind of the gist of it. Jerome, it's not just you. Okay. Double. I'm just looking forward. I'm just looking forward to Tariq canceling his Hyatt Biz card because that's my favorite card, and I have 2 of them. All right. Are there any better no annual fee cards than the Ink Cash and Custom Cash? The Autograph.
Wells Fargo Autograph.
And Wells Fargo Autograph is way up there.
I mean, if you're just doing cash back, Capital One Saver.
Capital One Saver, no annual fee. The AAA Daily Advantage cards.
And the Daily and Travel Advantage, yeah.
You can only have one, but
one of the 2.
Pretty strong. Let's see. If you're doing cashback, no annual fee. The Alliant card is technically no annual fee, but you do have to have at least $1,000 in the account, and you do have to make 2 direct deposits and have like paper-free statements signed up.
If you are able to, I think it's the PenFed Pathfinder. It's a $95 annual fee card, but if you have, I think it's like a $500 or $1,000 balance in the card or direct deposit, that $95 annual fee is waived, and you get like TSA pre-check, global entry credit, and I think it's like $100 travel credit yearly. I think Sledges had that card. That's the only reason why I know about it.
Yeah. There's a couple other no annual fee cards that are pretty strong. But basically, if you can get like 3% on at least one or three categories, 2% on something else, and 1% on everything else, you're good. Anything that would offer you like an elevated category and like one or two daily driver categories, gas, grocery, gas dining, grocery dining, something like that. It would, and like a 1.5 base, that would also be relatively like really strong for no annual fee.
But you can find a lot of 2% base no annual fee cards, especially if you're going cashback. You just got to do a little bit of research. I mean, City Double Cash, Wells Fargo Active Cash. And yes, very much so. A lot of cards better than a City Custom Cash.
You do have to like side quest and it's not an actual like, okay, it's sort of an annual fee, but not really an annual fee, but the Visa Prime card.
If you have Prime, it's not an annual fee because you're already paying for Prime to begin with. Right,
but they have two versions of that card where there's one where you have Prime, one where you don't.
Yes.
Or am I thinking of the store cards and the business?
No. They have there's you're right. They have the Amazon Rewards credit card from Chase and then the Amazon Prime card. The regular Amazon card is a 3% on Amazon versus the Prime is 5%. But you have to have Prime for the 5% on Amazon purchases.
Yeah. So M2K asks thoughts on a Hilton Surpass on a Hilton Surpass versus Hilton Business Card as a catch-all. So the Hilton Business Card is 5 times points on up to $100,000 in spend. There's no other like additional side quests. You can spend your way to diamond status by putting $40,000 through the card. So if you have a way to put $40,000 through the card and you like 5x everything, 5x Hilton everything, that's at least 200,000 points a year to maintain diamond. It's pretty compelling. Now they didn't add, like there's also the credits on the side, the $60 in credits, like at least go to a Hilton once a quarter and you're good. Honestly, like as a catch-all, you're giving up the free night certificate at $15K and a free night certificate in general with the business card. I like the business card as a catch-all. If you're going all in on Hyatt, the business card as a catch-all is really nice.
You mean Hilton, right?
Hilton. I will forever just do that because my brain is broken. H's, dyslexia, whatever. So I think the Hilton Surpass is a good catch-all once you get to the 15K. After the 15K, it's a little bit harder to sort of maintain. Whereas the business, you can go all the way up to the 100K, and you'll pick up diamond along the way.
So for somebody that does not care about annual fees and is willing to get both the Surpass and the business, would it make sense for them to, if they were going to spend their way to the free night cert, so it's 15K on the Surpass, and then anything else above that, just go straight business? If you're going to go free night cert. If not, I think you might just be better off getting the business.
Yeah, so if you want to spend your way to that free night cert, you could go that path. It's going to be what, 150 plus 195. So if you don't care about annual fees, that's definitely a way to play it.
This is what, 345 in annual fees, if I'm mathing right?
Well, I'm also going to throw in the additional $550 because I'm assuming you're also going to have the Aspire.
You're going to have all of it, just all the Hilton fees.
Yeah.
So about, what's that? $895 in annual fees if you're getting all the Hilton annual fee cards. Which, but that sure it doesn't matter if you're all out on Hilton.
But you're going to get an FNC every year, a free night award every year. You can spend your way to a free night award every year. You can then just keep getting a base 5x points on everything for the rest of the year. I mean, I like the Surpass. I think if you don't have a ton, of spend, or you're averse to getting business cards, the Surpass is a great catch-all.
Absolutely.
I think if you're willing to do business spend and you've got business spend and you want that business spend to reflect in your hotel, go for the business. If you wanted to be just crazy, you could collect them all. Maybe 2 surpasses versus 1 surpass and 1 business. 2 surpasses you spend to the free nights, and then you can turn 1 into an Aspire and spend another $15K and get a second free night certificate. So that would be a play. Going back to J-Room, J-Room says he's already got Chase Superfecta, City Trifecta, Capital One No Annual Fee Duo. Was really hoping to add that Wells Fargo Duo. If you don't get the Journey, you could still get a pretty compelling setup with the autograph and the signature. But getting the Journey would be great for that welcome offer.
Yeah, that welcome offer is pretty solid. Standard 60K points, regardless of the ecosystem, is pretty hard to beat.
Yeah. Keith says he looks at the Hilton business card at 5x as a 2.5% catch-all because he values Hilton points at a half cent each. Yeah, if you're doing that minimum, that like floor of half a cent, and if you're able to cherry pick your way up to, 0.77, 0.8 or a full cent per point, it gets even better. But as long as you start at the 2.5, like you're already doing better than most 2% cards.
Absolutely.
With the Hilton business card.
Yep.
You don't find too many 2.5 catch-all cards that work on every transaction. Yeah, it's that and the Alliant card.
Yeah, it's the only ones I can think of.
And it's just a $195 annual fee. And go to a Hilton once a quarter, you're going to get $60 back.
So if you go to a Hilton once a quarter, it pays for itself.
Yeah. And you're getting the 2.5 effective catch-all. So M2K, yeah, we covered that. Rodrigo Mendez asks, what's up with Wells Fargo and no transfer bonuses? What's up with Wells Fargo and not adding more transfer partners in the last year?
Your answer to why they don't have any transfer bonuses? They don't have transfer partners, really.
I mean, they do. I think so. There's a couple possible explanations here. One, Wells Fargo is very unique in the way that it does transfer partners, and it's probably what's holding them up, as I've said multiple times now. Wells Fargo does not transfer points in blocks of 100, 1,000, 2,000, whatever. Wells Fargo does point transfers in blocks of 1 point to 1 point. Like, Wells isn't going to be doing and to negotiate that, I'm sure they had to give up a couple of other things along the way, like to land Virgin, who was their last, their most recent addition. I would imagine the Virgin said, okay, we'll do this, but don't expect a transfer partnership, a transfer bonus anytime soon, because you're doing things in you can do things in such small increments. You can keep your accounts open with all of the Wells Fargo transfer partners by just extending out the life of your points by throwing a single point. That is the weird Wells Fargo superpower that I've mentioned a couple of times and not many people have mentioned it beyond me, where again, your Air France miles will expire with 2 years of inactivity. You could leave them alone for 23 months, throw a single point to Air France, and kick out your points for another 24 months. What did that cost you? A penny. If you were to do the same thing with Citi, 1,000 points. If you were to do the same thing with Chase, 1,000 points. If you were to do the same thing with American Express, 1,000 points. Same with Bilt. You could leave your points.
I didn't understand as a Bilt is 2,000 points.
That too, right? You can kick out all of your point expirations through Wells Fargo by just throwing a literal penny.
So let me ask you this, Mr. Unofficial Wells Fargo rep.
Sure.
What do you think that there could be a possibility of a transfer bonus relationship if they were to throw a minimum points transfer threshold? So you could still do your 1 point to 1 point transfer, but if you want let's say 30% transfer bonus, you have to transfer 2,000 points minimum.
I think that could work. on a business standpoint, I think that could work. I mean, 2,000 points, it's only $20 if you do like a penny per point. So like you're not talking about huge numbers here. You could even make it 2,500 points as a minimum, as like at least a $25 redemption.
Because the people that are going to transfer out at a transfer bonus are probably going to transfer more than 2,000 points to begin with. Like you're not going to transfer a point and get like 1.3 points or whatever it is.
I mean, I would for the sheer hilarity of it, but
you would because you are an agent of chaos when it comes to Wells Fargo. Never mind, you're just an agent of chaos in general.
Damn straight. So I think they're going to work on this. I think that like a minimum points threshold could probably convince a couple of those transfer partners to allow for transfer bonuses. I do think that would rub some people the wrong way, because then you're going to see like the big negatives. Like everybody would talk, like think of all of the YouTube videos that already talk about Wells Fargo the way that they do, right? Oh, and you can like, oh, there is a Wells Fargo transfer bonus this month, but you have to do a minimum. You have to be okay with transferring a minimum of 2,000 points or minimum of 2,500 points. And like, to me, that's not that big a deal, right? Because you're going to probably be transferring over 10,000 points a pop, right? If it's a city transfer and it's 30%, you're going to do 10,000 points because you want an extra 3,000 points on top, right? Shouldn't really be an issue, but because it's Wells Fargo and because Wells Fargo is putting a minimum on it when everyone else doesn't have a minimum, and Wells Fargo is the worst thing since Vegemite. Sorry, Australians. It's just going to be a don't do this because you have to do at least 2,500 points, even though the average person who's going to do who's going to take advantage of a point transfer bonus is going to be doing much larger sums of points. And
like we said, even though they don't have like that minimum transfer limit on the bonus, all the other transferable currencies have a floor amount of points that you can transfer to the partners. Like I said, it's either for the most part 1,000, unless you have built blue status, then you have to transfer 2,000.
Yeah,
but then again, built kind of falls in the line of Wells Fargo, so I guess that tracks.
Give me 5 to 4 built to Wells Fargo, or 4 to 5 built to Wells Fargo, and I'd be so happy.
I would definitely get some Wells Fargo cards and just go. I would probably run a Wells Fargo trifecta setup. I just get, what is it? Autograph journey for the sub, active cash, and the attune, and just rack up all the Wells Fargo points and then have the built card for rent and then my other 4 purchases. I could make a killing, especially because they already have all the transfer partners that I want that they have with Chase.
Yup. Keith also mentions that with the Hilton cards, they both have gold status, which includes those food benefits.
True.
Another way that you're gonna like the gold status and the $60 a year, $60 a quarter. Like you're going to pay off
the $195 annual fee.
Yeah, you're gonna pay off that card like at least once over, probably twice. J-Rome also mentions that they've got catching up to do. Yeah, it's a weird setup that they have right now. I love the setup for the weirdness. Double says, can't wait to do my Hilton trial later this year. Yeah, Hiltons are nice. Don't get me wrong. Got a lot of FOMO over here. We're not trying to stoke that fire, but check out some Hiltons. So
if they said, if I told you that they had animal sauce, you'd probably go jump in a Hilton right now.
No, please.
Was it animal style? Animal fries, I should say that.
Yeah.
Animal sauce is just
all right.
Some feathers right there.
All right, so we're going to switch gears now. We're going to talk about some AmEx cards because we have a ton of trademarks that were found by, so Proud Money did a video on this. I'm going to do a follow-up speculation station on this. I'm going to bring back speculation station. I got some things to speculate on, which will be fun. When you were doing the Instacart stuff, 4 cards were very conspicuously absent. the Freedom cards, and the Sapphire cards.
I did mention that it looked like it was only the co-branded cards.
Yeah, I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see the Sapphire cards get Instacart benefits as well as Instacart Plus, and like the continual refresh of these cards. Like the refresh is just going to be like a retooling along the way. It's never just going to be like one and done.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got Proud Money's video. I watched it. I was interested, and he found a number of new trademarks for credit cards from American Express. So we've got some like Pro Rewards, new application awaiting assignment, whatever. This was dropped on April 16th, 2025. So this was right after tax day. Right. Goods and services associated with the card, magnetic encoded cards and cards containing, I'm not going to read all this, but basically like it's a credit card program. So Pro Rewards, you know what I think of when I hear Pro Rewards?
GameStop?
No.
I think that was their rewards program name.
Do a couple laps in the animal sales pool. All right. To each their own. So Pro Rewards, I think of the Blue Business Plus.
Fair.
I think Pro Rewards, if I were like to drop the speculation station here, I'm going to expand on this in its own video. All right. But I would say Pro Rewards is a strong candidate to be a Blue Business Plus replacement, or not replacement, but rebrand.
I could still see it being a cashback card with it being Pro Rewards dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Because it doesn't follow the different naming styles of like the MR points of green cards. It's not a color. It's not a color.
I'm starting to think that Amex might start, like, aside from the established charge cards, I think that their credit cards are going to stop featuring colors.
I could see that.
So the next one we have is Rewards Preferred, which is giving me Everyday Preferred vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this card will be the replacement for the Everyday Preferred. It'll be Rewards Preferred. So I think this is going to be a membership rewards earning card. This application dropped on April 18th. So again, right after tax day. So Rewards Preferred is giving me everyday preferred type.
Yep.
The Everyday Preferred type vibe. So we're going to close that one. We're going to come to the next one. Oh, the next one's super interesting because I have no idea what to think about this. So this one is Catalyst. I have no idea what Catalyst is, and I want Catalyst to be like a travel focus card for whatever reason, because I think travel when I think Catalyst. No.
The AmEx Catalyst. I don't know. Like for some reason, it seems like it would be like some kind of collection, like the Catalyst collection. I don't know. Like I don't know if I could see it as like the American Express Catalyst card. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it would fit the niche of American Express.
So, using the definition of catalyst, right? Catalyst is a substance that increases the rate of a chemical reaction without itself undergoing any permanent chemical change. Mm-hmm. So you remember how the Everyday and the Everyday Preferred had kicker superpowers where like you use the card 20 times, you get 0.2 on the Everyday, and you use the card 30 times with the Everyday Preferred and you get like a 0.5 kicker.
Yeah.
I think this could be a card like that. Or maybe they make like Catalyst Rewards where it's their answer to Smartly and their answer to
Preferred Rewards, I think it is, for Bank of America.
Preferred Rewards from Bank of America. But instead of it being the amount of money that you store with American Express, it's the amount of spend or the amount of swipes that you do with the card.
That could be interesting.
So I gotta think about that more. But that's Catalyst. Then we've got Cash Premier is the next one. So we're just gonna share this screen. All I'm doing is just showing you the trademark. But we got Cash Premier. It's going to be the same sort of thing. This was dropped on April 16th. Cash Premier kind of gives me
6x dining, 6x grocery, 6% streaming. It sounds like it's going to be the rebrand of my Blue Cash Preferred.
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. And like, I think we're going to see cards rebranded before you're going to see cards like brand new cards.
Yeah.
So I think Catalyst is a new card. I think Catalyst is definitely a new card. Premier Plus is the next one. So 1 second. Premier Plus. I don't know what that's going to be, but that could be maybe Premier is the everyday. Premier Cash is the everyday cash, and Premier Plus is the Blue Cash Preferred, or the Blue Cash Everyday. So Premier, the first one was Blue Cash Everyday. This is going to be the Blue Cash Preferred, or swipe it, swipe them,
right?
Swap them, So we're going to stop that one. Next was Cash Preferred. Same sort of thing. So I'm not even going to show that one. Oh, and then here's this one. This is going to be the last one I'll display. This one is called Graphite.
Now that is an American Express charge card.
It's absolutely an American Express charge card. Here's the problem. So Adam's video, Adam was saying this could be the card that is supposed to be like the vaunted titanium card, right? You've got the black card, the Centurion card, and you've got the platinum card, and then like Graphite is somewhere in between.
Yeah,
right
in between the attainable diet Centurion card, basically.
Here's my problem with that. Graphite is way too plentiful. Like, here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking, and I'll explain this more in the video that I do. I think Graphite is going to be the charge card that comes in underneath the green card, because they haven't had one since Zinc.
Mm-hmm.
Zinc was $25 a year to start, and you could like add on whatever you wanted to add on. I don't think Graphite's going to be an add-on type card. I do think Graphite is going to be your $95 entry into the membership rewards program.
What do you think AmEx would do for a $95 annual fee? Because I think, because the one thing that I would love for them to do, just for people to get off on the business cards, and it would be something that potentially a certain co-host would maybe jump on the card, 2x catch-all on the personal side.
2x catch-all would be really, really good. Okay. There is the troll answer that I can give. The troll answer is 1x base, 2x in the travel portal for $95.
That's pitiful.
On a charge card.
On
the personal side.
It's worse than the business green. Or that is the business green. One of the two.
It is exactly the business green.
That's wrong. That's definitely trolling.
That is the definite troll answer, right?
You are mean for that.
Oh, God, yeah. Door was open. I had to close it right there. I think that you're going to see Graphite be something like a $95 card, and it'll probably just be the uncapped 2x everything. I think that is like the minimum standard that they could do with Graphite as a charge card. In terms of credits, another global entry TSA card, and then I don't know.
So the standard welcome offer on the personal green is what? 40,000 after 3K in what, 6 months?
Something like that.
So if it was the 2x catch-all,
yep,
would you see it at 20 or 30 MR points as a sign-up bonus?
So here's the thing. You can make that the 40K, right? Because now you're going to be refreshing the green, and you're going to move the green up. So now you have like
195 or something like that.
195, 250, something. I don't know that it can cross 200. I don't know that it should cross 200, but
I don't think so either.
195 for the green, now 95 for the Graphite. The Graphite's just going to get you 2x everything.
40 MR point sign-up bonus.
40,000 MR point sign up bonus. And now you give the green the ability to go, because gold now is kind of settled around 80, right? It's like 60, 80, 60, 75, 80, sometimes 90. Unicorn, you can find 100,000.
Depends on your incognito browsing skills.
Depends on all that. Depends on Resi. Depends on, this, that, and the other. I think you could move green up from 40 to 60 to 75. And, you do your incognito weirdness. You can get that as high as like 85, 90.
I would say like 80, 90. Maybe 50, 60, and then find like the 75 unicorn, something like that.
You could do that too. I don't think you can do just 10 plus 10,000. I think if you add 20,000 as you're moving it up, then
20 does sound fair.
Yeah. So we could make the graphite would be 40,000 on 40,000 points, 2,000 spend in 6 months. The green would then be 60,000 on 3,000 spend in 6 months. The gold would be whatever the gold decides to be on whatever offer you're getting for 6,000 in spend in 6 months. And the platinum is whatever unicorn you can find on the platinum for 8,000 spend in 6 months. I think that could work.
I could see that. And my question is, how soon, as soon as RJ catches wind, is she applying for that card?
If it's a charge card, immediately. Like that. What? 40,000 MR points? Chink. Yes, please. And
she already has a no annual fee 2x MR points card. She won't care.
No, because then you could leave the business card side, still keep your points,
and just pay the $95 annual fee.
Yeah, Amex is so good at selling you things that they could sell you a $95 2x catch-all card, and you think it's an amazing deal.
Because at the very least, it could be 4x Hilton. Makes sense.
So Keith mentions that it was Home Depot has pro rewards or something like that. Yeah. Oh god. One of these cards, the points will only be redeemable for Saks credits bi-quarterly.
Good Lord.
Jeremy comes back with an interesting question. If Chase scrapped the $300 travel credit, I would hate them, and made it a separate hotel and airline credit, what would your opinion be? Would they try to incorporate a credit with the edit?
The edit credit.
Okay. I think there'll be a separate edit credit. I would like there to be a separate edit credit.
Because that's the annual fee. They'll probably keep the 300 travel credit on the Sapphire Reserve up at the 695 and add something like a FHR credit. Just with the edit.
Yeah. A $200 the edit credit. Now, here's the beautiful thing about the edit. Again, if there's a hotel in a loyalty program and they are beyond the loyalty programs that they are transfer partners with, right? You will get not only 3x for applying 3x for purchasing that night with your Sapphire card. Now, maybe the first 200 is not 3x because that's just how they do their travel credit, which is fine. I don't care. You can do the first 200, right, is not 2x, not 3x. Then you get 3x, and you're getting elite nights in whatever program your hotel is in, and you're getting points in whatever hotel program your hotel is in. The edit is a backdoor stacking ride of idea of genius, because you're also getting your nights, you're also getting your loyalty reflected. So you can book hotels in the edit with Hilton. If you have Hilton Diamond status, right, you're not going to get 34 at times points for the night, but you are going to get your base rate, which is 10 points per dollar, plus your diamond bonus. So you're going to get 20 points per dollar.
On the Aspire. Big whoop.
Yeah.
You sacrifice some points in the name of stacking.
But again, you're also getting 3 times points with Chase.
Yes.
In the name of stacking. And you can book a plain vanilla room, and if you're if your diamond status is reflected, you can get upgraded pretty easily, and you're going to get a food and beverage credit regardless of your status, and your diamond status is going to give you a food and beverage credit. And you're going to the edit is the least talked about thing in this community, and the edit can be huge. Now, again, you're going to be paying like Chase portal prices, and nobody really wants to pay Chase portal prices. But side note, your points are worth 1.5 cents per point in the edit.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to pay cash.
It's because people think the Sapphire Reserve sucks, and it lost its value after Priority Pass Restaurants was lost on the card. You know, that was the only thing that made the Sapphire Reserve value meaningful in the YouTube land.
And they've added two hotel chains with like hardly any hotels in the United States, but they've added 2 hotel chains into Chase Travel where you can do the same thing. So US Omni hotels, you can now get your status reflected in Chase Travel, earn 10 times points on the Sapphire Reserve. You're not going to get like a food and beverage credit unless you have it with Omni, but like that will be huge going forward. So yeah. Keith, I just have a hard time justifying Amex's annual fees and on their customer charge cards. My money is spent elsewhere with fewer credits to deal with. Maybe a $95 2x catch-all graphite card could be worth it to you, except, you know, you'd have to give up on the idea of a no annual fee 2x catch-all. But that's how good Amex is. So Double says, not sure if RJ has heard of this in the English language before, but I am sitting in an economy seat right now. RJ's heard it.
I think you just cursed at her.
RJ heard it. RJ feels bad that you turned right on the plane.
Yes, very much so.
Keep it simples with us. Hey. Thank you for joining us tonight. So any thoughts on these potential cards? Pro Cash, Pro Rewards, Cash Plus, Cash Preferred, Rewards Preferred, Pro Rewards, anything striking your fancy on these new Amex cards?
Honestly, the only one that kind of caught my eye, like, is what we talked about with the graphite. Everything else just screams rebrand on the Blue Cash Everyday, Blue Cash Preferred, and the Cash Magnet.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if you like the Blue Cash Everyday and the Blue Cash Preferred, they can be good cards. But, you know, as long as you're okay with the statement credit. Some people see an issue with it. I don't.
We got Frugal Dad joining us. Frugal Dad Finance says, good evening from South Jersey. Came into the live late. Hey, so did we, so it's no big deal. Any clue if the end date of the Sapphire Preferred is coming soon? Someone on Reddit mentioned 5/12. I'm seeing a lot of the same rumors. I don't see anything firm from Chase. I feel like Chase will give you at least like they will give you like a business week's notice, as in like 5 days, as opposed to putting it out there at the time of them making the announcement. But
all I see on the website is just offer ending soon.
Yeah. So the way Chase does this, far different than American Express, right? Chase will put it in branch. Chase will then launch it online. Chase will then, highlight that it is best new offer or best offer ever or highest offer ever. Then they're going to tell you that it's ending soon. They usually will run these welcome offers, these elevated welcome offers specifically for the Sapphire Preferred. I feel like they only run for about 6 weeks at a time when they do it.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
So the card went in branch at the end of March, went launched live online on, I want to say April 3rd. It was a Sunday. Or like launched in branch on a Sunday.
Chase doing stuff on a Sunday? What are you kind of taking a page out of City's book?
Well, they actually like work the other days of the week. So that helps. But like it went online like a Monday. Yeah. So I feel like it launched at the very beginning of April online. That feels right. So 6 weeks would be about April 12th.
May 12th. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, May 12th. Sorry. So yeah, I want to say they run this when they run the elevated welcome offers on the Sapphire Preferred, it's usually about 6 weeks. 100K is out of the norm for the Sapphire Preferred.
Yeah, we haven't seen 100K since what, 2021?
Yeah, about the time that they launched it.
Ooh.
So maybe that they're going to finish the refresh shortly thereafter. We've got Dugras from Dugras Reports, who says, sorry I'm late. Jogs in, out of breath again. No need to apologize. I was late to my own live. Jogs. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, got to hang out with Dugras over the weekend. That was fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Childless.
I mean, the hangout with childless, I eventually went to deal with my child. It was fun, but yeah. No, we went to the FDR museum.
Cool.
That is right near Liz's house. And then dined at the Ever Ready Dinner because the Mexican place we were initially going to go to was very loud.
I got Mexican food over in the Northeast.
We got tons of Mexican food in the Northeast. We got tons of food in the Northeast.
So
much, like legit Mexican food. We've got like I can get Vietnamese food pretty easily, like legit Indian food, Thai food as well. Problem is, like, you have to say white guy hot. Like, no matter what you order at the Thai restaurant, they're just going to give you white guy hot, no matter how much you say I can handle the heat. And then you try the heat when they are done with you, and no, you cannot handle it. Keith says he's hoping for an Ink Preferred 120K sub offer next. That'd be interesting. Double says amen to that. Amen. And Double says, does anyone think an ink refresh is coming? Define ink refresh, because there's still rumor of like that Palm business card, a version of a Chase card that would take on the business platinum. So
I mean, we still haven't heard anything about the Emerald cards yet. So
yeah.
Obviously Chase is going to take care of their Sapphire cards. That's like their babies. And then, they might work on the inks, but I don't know. That's still up in the air.
Yeah. They've been working on the Sapphire cards, right? It's just been a long-winded refresh. Like, they didn't do everything all at once.
Mm-hmm.
But they've added, they reconfigured the DoorDash credits. They gave the CSR Lyft credits. They've done the edit. They've built in the edit for the Sapphire Reserve. There is a version of the edit for the United Club cards that they have. I think it works exactly the same as well, where like you'll get your United points and points in the hotel ecosystem. Please don't quote me on that, but I think if it's exactly the same as the edit, that's what they do. So like rideshare covered, delivery covered, grocery delivery probably covered. Travel credit covered. Like, what else do they need? Hotel status. So, Keith says, I'd take a Chase Ink Reserve. Yes, I would. That would be great. Double agrees again. Dugras says, hoping to slowly build the sub niche of presidential history travel within our community. Yeah, no, it's fun. The FDR, I had not been to the FDR homestead or like the FDR property. I'd been meaning to go. I did not grow up in Hyde Park, so I didn't go every year for school. But FDR is one of those like very interesting presidents for how long he served, but also a very big missed opportunity in American history where like you can play what ifs with him until the cows come home. And like the alternate path would have been very interesting. The path we got was cool, but like it could have even been better.
True.
Yeah. So there's that. But no, presidential history travel, like learning, we should learn more about the presidents and things like that. If you want to go super crazy, try to track down all the speakers of the house. That'd be stupid.
That's crazy. No.
I'd do it. Skylar Colfax for the win.
That's like the bucket list on the bucket list.
Yeah. So Keith said it, hoping for Ink Reserve. Just don't want them messing too much with the others, especially the Chase and Cash. I don't know what they could do in a Chase and Cash refresh other than bring back the Chase Ink Plus, because the Ink Plus is basically the Ink Cash, but it had a $95 annual fee. And I think it was uncapped.
Maybe increase the gas multiplier.
3x gas on 25k spend. I don't know that that's worth it. Granted, I don't spend more than 25k on gas, so there's that. So keep the gas. So move the gas to 3x. Keep the dining at 2.
Yeah, I mean, we already know there's stupid. You can throw a dart and hit a Chase card with 3x dining. So
yes,
keeping it at 2x dining on the Ink Cash, you're not going to hurt anybody's feelings.
So Dugros asks, what has been your biggest win thus far on something unexpected in the game? For example, something coded as a higher multiplier than expected, hitting an offer you didn't mean to. I will gladly say the Attune continuing to code at 4% with Amazon is still my biggest win. Building up those Wells points to eventually deploy somewhere is really nice, because through my organic through my spend organically, the Signify Cash welcome offer and the Attune welcome offer, which is only $100, I have gone from a pool of less than 10,000 points in Wells at the beginning of last year, or like maybe around 20, up to 130,000 points with Wells.
Mm-hmm. Nice, man.
So
mine, I wouldn't say it's the biggest, just because I can't think of any huge wins, but Mileage Plus X. Lonnie just opening the door for me and realizing how it stacks with Chase and Capital One cards. I tested built. I wish I would have done it sooner, because I'm not sure how it's going to code. If it does code, even better. Rent day, I got that stack down for June 1st.
Yeah.
But just being able to buy a gift card on Mileage Plus X, get the United Miles, get my Chase points, and redeem a Chase offer all at the same time. Perfect. Love it. I went from 0 to 65,000 United Miles just from using that app, Mileage Plus Dining, and then a couple of the My Points redemptions and some surveys, all in a span of like a year.
60,000 United Miles, nothing to sneeze at. Like, definitely a couple of decent trips right then and there, right there.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you can find some Saber rewards, which I can find more if, I can get that.
If you can get that United card.
Yeah, that blue United card. Maybe not even the blue one. I'm pretty sure you can get Saber rewards with the Gateway, but I just want the Explorer.
Everybody wants to explore.
Yes.
So Keith and Double going back and forth. So yeah, those are some unexpected wins. Amazon at 4% is really nice. I'm still trying to arbitrage Dollar General just because I don't want to get. My partner shops a lot at Dollar General. For whatever reason, every time they walk in, they're able to spend about $100.
At Dollar General.
Yeah. So
that's a lot of stuff.
My current thing is I have not added them to my active cash, which would be just flat 2x, right?
Mm-hmm.
The current play is, if you go there, use the Hilton card to at least guarantee 3x.
Mm-hmm.
Only gets 3x. Otherwise, I say use the Chase card, but she's on my Freedom Unlimited, which again is only 1.5x.
Hilton business.
I don't want to open the Hilton business if I don't have to, but maybe. Maybe.
I mean, other than that, IHG Premier is only going to get you 3x IHG points. So
Yeah, so what I'm looking for is a way, and anywhere I can find some Dollar General gift cards and like
do those even
hit a higher.
exist?
They exist.
Where?
That's
And
the
why?
thing. Why? Arbitrage. But they absolutely exist. So like I have to find a way to get a good multiplier out of it. I would love something with the Wells Fargo Attune to get 4x. I would love even more if there were an office supply store, a store that codes as office supply. I've looked on Staples' website. I've looked on Office Depot's website. Both are striking out. A store that codes as office supply that I could purchase a gift card from. I'm gonna laugh if WB Mason has Dollar General gift cards. The other thing is I've like gone to pharmacies. I've gone to CVS. I've gone to Walgreens. I've looked for Dollar General cards. Annoyingly, they are the same color scheme as I want to say Forever 21. And I've seen the Forever 21. I've been like green, black and yellow. Awesome. No, it's the wrong company.
Don't worry, Forever 21's going away soon, so that won't be a problem.
Yeah, but I still got to find me some dang... I still got to find me a store that will give me higher than 1.5x catch-all at Dollar General. Keith says just get free Visa or MasterCards at 5x. Yeah, I may have to do that.
Have fun.
Yeah. Double says, all right, taking off. Thank you for making my transit much more enjoyable. Great live. Thank you so much, sir. Let's get over 500 subs. Yeah, that'd be huge.
Yes.
That'd be huge.
Like and subscribe.
Absolutely. Dugrass says there was that weird PenFed card that just from memory gets 3x at Dollar General, but only 0.85% on cashback. So that would be what, 2.5% cashback there? 2.55% cashback there? Yeah. Yeah, that's better than what I'm getting, but then I have to go get that PenFed card, and I don't want to do that. My other option, honestly, would be probably securing the Huntington Voice Rewards card or the Huntington Voice Business Rewards card, because one of the 4X categories that you can get on that card is discount stores. But that's 4X Huntington. I want something in the ecosystems that I'm playing in. I don't want to add another ecosystem just to make it. I
think I found the PenFed card that Dugras is talking about. I think.
Ooh.
Unless it's the, I think it's the, what is the name of it? I just found it. It is the Platinum Rewards Visa Signature Card. 5x points on gas and EV charging, and 3x points at the supermarket, including most Target and Walmart locations, restaurants and TV, radio, cable, and streaming services.
All right, so it's this card, points on everyday purchases. Yep.
Yes. I
3x
think this is the one. Please do, Ross.
Okay.
Let us know if we are correct or incorrect.
Oh, man. If you only cash out at 0.85 cents per point, though, that's not great. Perks, cell phone protection.
But it's still more than 2x.
There's that.
2x catch-all.
There's that.
Yeah, it's not the greatest, but wait, and you get 8,500 monthly reward points? What?
No, sorry. If your spend nets you 8,500 monthly reward points in a year, you'll earn 102,000 points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
So learn more. Sorry, come down this rabbit hole with us. Easy way to discover PenFed. You know what? Let's not go down this rabbit hole. We're just going to stop sharing that. Sorry. All right. So he does mention that, yes, that's the one. My memory says I got it to code as grocery at Dollar General, but I can't say with too much confidence. That's fair. I'm also just not going to use city cards at Dollar General because they want to take your thank you points and light them on fire.
Plus, they expire after a year.
I don't care about that. So Rodrigo mentions breaking cardless drops the one card rule. Yes, they did. So you cannot have multiple cards. So like cardless does the Avianca cards. Cardless does the Tap Eric Portugal cards. Cardless does the Simon Malls card and the Qatar cards.
And the Alibaba cards.
And the Alibaba card, whatever. You can now have the Tap Air Portugal card, the Avianca card, the Qatar card, and the Simon card, but you cannot have both of the Tap, Avianca, and Qatar cards.
So the one card rule is you can't have duplicate of the same cards.
Well, you can't have more than one card in the same family now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But you can have more than one card. So like the Tap card is pretty decent. The Qatar cards, and that's another video idea I have, is like if you're going to be doing a co-branded card, like you really have to be careful with who you're partnering with. Like not everybody's going to get American Express and Chase and Capital One and Citi and Wells Fargo, right? Mm-hmm. But the Qatar card keeps offering 100,000 point welcome offer because they're not getting the signups that they want. Like they have elevated up to 100,000 points multiple times since this card launched. And this card is less than a year old. And it's just like staying at 100,000 points. So if you want 100,000 Avios, you can go get that card right now. I am assuming that like, given how rough signups appear to be, they'll probably just give you that card no matter what. Now it's $4.99 annual fee. But if you want a nice, easy card to get, I'm pretty sure the cardless Qatar card would be a great place to start. And you're going to get like One World Sapphire status for a year. You gotta spend $50,000 to keep it, but you're going to get One World Sapphire status for a year. It's a way to accelerate your status in One World, and then you can match it back to American Airlines or Alaska or whoever and go from there. So yeah, but they're having a hard time pushing that card out.
I wonder why.
Because it's cardless. So cardless has dropped their one card rule. I'm going to be doing a video on that soon. That came out after I recorded Tidbits, but I was just like, oh, good for them. Good for them. Gross, you can't find that category on the PenFed card, so don't quote me on that. All right. So there we go. Yeah, so we covered some American Express trademarks. Not too much more to read into those trademarks other than the names, but the names seem to indicate a whole bunch of Amex cards are going to get rebranded, maybe not necessarily refreshed. I think Graphite is a new card. I think Catalyst is a new card. Beyond that, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just have to see. We've got the Hilton business card welcome offer of Explorist for 6 to 8 months, which is just hilarious and stupid. 7,000 in spend for 3 months, 60,000 points in Explorist until February of next year. Oh boy. And then the Chase and Instacart credit on a number of co-branded cards. I'm thinking that's coming to the Sapphire cards sooner than later. I think that's going to be part of like the final Sapphire refresh, because the Sapphire refresh, I think like the reserve, I think is going to get $20 in credits. I hope it's not two $10 coupons, but bear with me. The reserve is going to get $240 in credits on that, on Instacart. It's going to get Instacart Plus for as long as the relationship goes. Mm-hmm. Sapphire card is going to get Instacart Plus and a $10 monthly credit. Now, the Sapphire Reserve will have a $240 Instacart credit, a $300 DoorDash credit, which is stupid, but a $300 DoorDash credit, a $120 Instacart credit. You've got the $300 travel credit. Add a hotel status, and you've got what? 300, 420, 680, about $800 in credits.
$695 annual fee.
Oh, it's definitely going to be a $695 annual fee.
Mm-hmm.
$800 in credits, and the edit, and
1.5 in the portal.
1.5 in the portal. That's going to be a strongly compelling card.
Mm-hmm.
Your hotel statuses, they're going to be, discover it. Like I am preparing myself that if the Sapphire Reserve gets status at hotels, you're only going to get
Marriott Gold,
Hyatt Discover, Marriott Gold, and IHG Gold. I'm not even banking on IHG Platinum. You can buy IHG Platinum for $225 a year. That's not that big a deal, right?
Or $99 if you just get the card. Just whatever.
Or $99 if you get one of their co-branded cards. That'd be easier. So I think all that's left for the Sapphire Reserve refresh, aside from going up to $695, is going to be that credit from Instacart, which I'm going to say right now, I think 240 is right there. Mm-hmm. And you're also getting Instacart Plus memberships. That's valued at $100. You're getting, and so like $900 in value. You get Dash Pass, which is another $100, $1,000 in value. Whatever. The only miss is that they're not giving you Lift Pink.
Yeah. But aren't they getting, you did mention the Lift credits, right?
You are getting $120 in Lift credits, and if the Lift credits can be used to pay for your Lift Pink membership, I would call that a wash. I would call that fine. Mm-hmm. I would much rather have Lift Pink and 5X than 5X and a 10X and a $10 a month credit. I would also much rather have Lift Pink and a 10X on Lyft, but beggars can't be choosers. Right. They've got to redo their dining program after the Talk acquisition by American Express, but like they're doing things in dining with Open Table and the Infatuation, and they've got EatsCon, so like there's other ways that they can make that work out. The Edit is vastly underrated, and they're starting to add smaller hotel chains, giving you status, and your status being reflected in these smaller hotel chains through the portal. Like the moment your like IHG status or your Hyatt status can be reflected through the travel portal, forget it. Like right. Chase may not need Hyatt anymore after that. Like right now, who needs who? I think Chase needs Hyatt more than Hyatt needs Chase. If Chase continues with what they're doing in the portal, I think they may not need Hyatt as much, which would kind of be fine because both programs need to kind of like fix themselves. Keith also mentioned that all those new Sapphire lounges,
and even more if they bought the club.
Even more if they bought the club. I like how I'm going to turn that into a meme too, or we're going to turn that into a meme. But yeah, yeah. Anything else you want to highlight, mention, discuss here? We've gone about an hour and 40. So
hour 40 with no RJ. I don't know. Unless there's anything else in the chat, I'm willing to answer any other questions.
Yeah. Any last minute questions? Feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm glad we got to do this. I'm sorry we jumped into this late. Again, life kind of lifed all over me.
Just life. It's in life does life.
Yeah. Can we get an online grocery multiplier on the CSR? They are turning into a food grocery card.
If we can just get 3x grocery on the Sapphire Preferred and drop the one Sapphire rule, that would be nice.
That would also be. I would sign up for Sapphire Preferred so fast if they got rid of the one Sapphire rule.
I would open myself to just applying for the Sapphire Reserve if I wanted the Sapphire Reserve, because that would be worth it.
Yeah, but then I'd have to play which card. Yeah, I mean,
you just use your Sapphire for grocery, unless you're going to use Instacart for your grocery.
Yeah,
or DoorDash, because I know you do Dash Pass.
Dash Pass, DoorDash, grocery, 3x. It's nice. I think, an online grocery multiplier on the CSR I could almost live with, because you're getting that Instacart, you're getting the credit, you're getting the statement credits, and you'll get a 3x. I think I could live with that. But they have to put a legit grocery category somewhere in the lineup. It's stupid that they don't have one. Stupid they don't have a gas multiplier. I would prefer gas on the CSR as opposed to grocery, but
I think gas
whatever.
Would fare better. Especially with it being a travel card. I think gas is a better travel category than grocery.
Yeah. Okay. CSR. 10x in the portal, 5x on air on flights in the portal, 3x travel, 3x gas, 3x dining, 1x everything else. Weird Instacart nonsense. I don't know what to do with you there. Drop the one Sapphire rule. Sapphire Preferred. 5 hotels and rentals in the portal. 2x on travel, which is stupid, but whatever. Hear me out. 3x dining, 3x groceries. Let me rephrase here. We're going to go back to the Sapphire Reserve. 4x travel, 4x dining, 3x gas.
3x travel on the Sapphire Preferred. 3x grocery. $150 annual fee. No Sapphire, bro?
Yeah.
That might be asking for a lot, but at least in Chase's eyes, but I can get down with that.
Okay, fine. Pump the Sapphire Reserve up to a $749 annual fee and pump the Sapphire Preferred up to $199.
Yeah, I get rid of, I already plan on getting rid of one of my $199 annual fee cards. So, yeah, I could see that.
Rodrigo, what are Chase points without Hyatt? We don't even look at them as Chase points anymore, just Hyatt points. Your Chase points, well, here's the thing. Like, if Chase really decided to go all in with their portal, with like whatever they're doing with the portal, right, and add more hotel chains to get status reflected and your benefits reflected in the portal, now your Chase points can become Hilton points because you're going to be able to guarantee 1.5 cents per point, and it's a cash booking, and you're going to grow your Hilton points.
Mm-hmm.
You can use your Chase points to guarantee 1.5 at Marriott, and it's a cash booking, and you're going to get your Marriott points.
You'll still get bond void, but it hurts a little less. You'll get bond void a little bit less if you do that.
Well, if all you're doing is booking it through Chase, right? If all you're doing is booking it through Chase, like you're guaranteeing that 1.5 cent per point redemption, mm-hmm. right? But the redemption is considered a cash purchase by the hotel.
True.
So like you're still not gonna like. So all you're getting is like the base points plus the bonus points with whatever status you have. So you don't even need the card. A Bonvoy card at that point. Well, you probably should have a Bonvoy card for like titanium status or platinum status, but whatever. Then your Chase points can book, you can guarantee the 1.5. Now, you'd be using that, and your cash bookings would then be fueling your hotel chain of choice, where like. Now your Hilton stays, if you have Hilton Diamond status, right, and you're booking through the Chase portal, and you're booking at 1.5 cent per point, and you're still netting at like plus 20% plus 20x points per dollar, like you get a nice discounted fare at a really good Conrad, and you're getting 20 points per night for that really nice discounted fare at the Conrad. You can build your Hilton stack without a Hilton card, and you can do it pretty nicely. And if that hotel's in the edit, you're going to get your food and beverage credit and all that.
Yeah.
1.25, 1.5x portal is pretty decent for a lot of folks. Long line on the tarmac. Yeah. Oh, that's why Double Double's back. Got it. Sorry. Aeroplan pay yourself back, a la Dugras, and transfer partners. Chase has decent optionality for various folks, but yeah, I hear the Hyatt thing. That's how we use our Chase points too. Yeah, like I'm starting to think Chase could start to change their business model with the portal, mm-hmm. to make you go all in on the portal with that guaranteed higher rate, and like still do like absolutely kill it on domestic travel. But with the ability to stack, not do so terribly in international. There's a method to my madness on this one.
No, I see it. I know, especially with recent changes to like Southwest, which is another transfer partner that a lot of people that fly domestic use a lot with Chase. I know, like Spencer, that's like his one of his go-tos. But even before the recent changes, now that Southwest you can book in the portal, you can get 1.5 cents per point versus transferring out to Southwest. And I think the cap at its peak before the devaluation was like 1.4. So you're still better off booking through the portal. Obviously, it might be even more beneficial after we see the changes that are implemented within the next couple weeks or months. But I see, especially, I mean, Lonnie talks about he uses his UR points to book United flights. Yeah. And they count as cash bookings, and that's how he also earns his infinite pool of United miles.
Yeah, maybe Lonnie and I can kind of talk through this, but like the skeleton, like the blueprints are right there. So yeah, could definitely go. Rodrigo, do you see the resort fee model expanding to priority pass lounges? That's some sad news right there. Oh, the LAX lounge from Virgin that's charging $35 on top of priority pass, like being able to get in with priority pass. Yeah, they're charging $35 on tap.
Are Virgin lounges that overcrowded at LAX?
No, but it's one of the nicer lounges around, and they don't want a ton of people in there.
I mean, I get it. I mean, we've seen that issue with like the Centurion lounges and the Sky Clubs, but people flock to those like bees to sweet foods at a picnic.
I think you could see. I'm going to say, let's see where this experiment on the Virgin Lounge is in 6 to 12 months. If Virgin and Priority Pass are making a good amount of money doing it, you'll probably see Priority Pass add it to other lounges in their network. But I don't think you're going to see like the really small, like the Wingtips Lounge in St. Louis. I don't think that's going to be able to do a resort fee charge.
It is one of the only lounges in St. Louis, so they could if they wanted to be difficult.
Yeah, but the club at New Orleans is a really small lounge. I don't think you're going to see the resort fee there, but anything's possible. Keith, I was in New York City last weekend and used my Sapphire Reserve everywhere. I ended up with 3,300 UR points from Lyft, DoorDash, parking, and dining. Yeah. Dang. It unlike the other two, it can get you some serious points really quickly. Like the Venture X flat 2X. To get 3,300 points on the Venture X, you got to spend $1,650 or $1,650. To get 3,300 points on the AmEx Platinum, you got to buy a whole bunch of prepaid travel, or just spend $3,300 somewhere, which is more likely. Because you'll walk in to I don't know, Hermes and just buy a bag, and there's your 3,300 points. Yeah. Or you go to Century 21 and buy some Christian Louboutins, and there's your 3,300 points.
Do those people use credit cards?
They do. I'm sure they just use charge cards.
They just don't care. They don't care about the points.
Yeah.
Because what was it? What was it? Dave Portnoy, I think it was, who had like
40 million points. 40
million and more points.
Yep.
Because what was he buying? He was buying. What was he buying? Something at a Walgreens or CVS with a platinum. People don't care about earning points; they just have them.
No, he was using a Centurion card. He had a Centurion card, like at a convenience store. He tapped it, and like somehow it showed his points total, and then he was just like, "Yeah, I don't know what to do with them." Jonathan Bonilla joins us here as we're starting to wrap up. He says Capital One shopping portal is insane. It is, especially the one where like Capital One adopted Amex's points offering idea. So like, it's not So Capital One Shopping now, if you have a cashback card, it's going to show you like 20% back. Or if you have a venture card of any sort, you're going to get like 20x back.
Now that's the way to do it. If only I know Chase does it with obviously the Chase offers, or Chase does it on their shopping portal. You just gotta almost play a scavenger hunt for that. They don't really broadcast it that much.
What I want is Chase cashback offers to also be points. Same with Wells Fargo deals. But like that's Cardlytics. Like Cardlytics needs to change. Oh, Bank of America is leaving Cardlytics.
Or is it Cardlytics leaving Bank of America?
Cardlytics wrote in their 8K that Bank of America and them like we're separating. So I don't know. So Jonathan got 3,000 miles from Cotton On for $100. Yep.
Nice.
I bet that most of his points were from Forex ad spend and his card was connected to the same account. Yeah. If he had the business gold, I'm sure that's how he did it. Because they spend a lot on ads at Barstool.
Whole lot, especially to get 45 million AmEx points.
Yup. So, all right. Yeah, I think we're good there. So, we're now closing in on 2 hours. Holy crap!
Again, 2 hours with no active RJ in the video, just in the chat. Which also, we love you, RJ.
Yeah. I had to go. Mom needed me. Good luck with the life. Okay. So we lost RJ about an hour ago. I didn't realize. All right. So I think that's good. We're going to wrap it up here on Stack Your Live. Tariq, you seem to have been intimating during the Stack Your Points podcast that like video maybe soon.
Yes. I'm not going to say when, but it will be soon.
Hit us up on the side. We'll definitely help you with that first round of editing.
Yes, sir.
Descript is a little expensive, but like we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. I've got a ton of video ideas. A couple I mentioned tonight, cardless and the doom of messing up your co-branded partner. The Chase travel portal is interesting. Keith's calling you out. We're working on it. It's a process.
Just the process.
Yeah. I've got, on one of my lives a couple weeks ago, somebody asked if I could do a 0% business balance transfer video, like all the business credit cards with balance transfer for 0%. I like finally have that list put together.
Nice.
So I'm going to be putting that video together soon. Rodrigo says this is a classic climbing the credit ladder video. No, the credit ladder does not exist.
What credit ladder?
Exactly.
Credit ladder
get the cards you want.
Credit ladder puts people. Credit ladder gets you at like 524 before you even realize it.
Yeah, no, credit ladder is stupid. Get the cards you want when you want them, and
the real credit ladder is picking your partners and then going for the cards you want.
Yeah, and then moving across the country and realizing that the partners you picked in like San Antonio do not fit in Van Nuys, California, or New York City. So yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Stack Your Live. Hopefully we'll get RJ back next week, but like stuff is stuff. Life has been lifing all over us. That just sounds weird, but you know, whatever. It's fine. Yeah. Tariq, we look forward to you rejoining us on this Monday. The Monday after is just going to be fun.
And no Lonnie and no me on the 12th.
Yeah. May 12th, we've got some special stuff planned. So it's going to be fun.
I'll be on a flight home from Vegas on the 12th. So I won't even land by the time when I land is when we all start recording. So
oh yeah, no, unacceptable. We're not letting you stop our recording to wait for you. No. Yep. So that's going to do it here. Sorry. That's like the 5th time I've said it, but thank you so much for watching. Thank you for sticking with us. There are 21 people still watching. Thank you so much for that. We had a high of, I believe, 33, 34. Nice. If you like what we do, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let's get sharing this button all over the place. Star Trek on May 12th. Maybe if our co-host for the night allows it. I think he's enough of a nerd.
I don't know. I don't know if the co-host is a Trekkie. We'll have to ask him.
We'll find out. But check out our respective channels. Tariq is still working on his stuff. RJ is on at Do You Take Cards. Lonnie is at Call Me Lonnie, all one word. Check his stuff out. He's going to be delayed on videos for a little bit. Life happens. Check out my channel, the Matt Clausen YouTube channel. I put up a tidbits today about all of the things with Chase and Instacart, all of the other things that are happening. Like weird stuff has been happening the last couple of days. Oh, and Qatar Airways, not Qatar, sorry, Emirates had like this weird 25% transfer bonus showing with Capital One. Folks did the transfer over from Capital One to Emirates, got the bonus, but then they debited out the bonus back to people. Or no, I'm sorry, they just took away the bonus.
What?
Yeah, Emirates is like, I don't know what is going on in Abu Dhabi, but like the people in charge of the airline are not doing good things right now. Chase and Amex are shutting down the transfers for a month. They just cut the city transfer rates with Emirates from 1 to 1 to 5 to 4. And then and then in the middle of all that was this transfer bonus, but now like folks did the transfer bonus, got the bonus points, but then Emirates took away the bonus points. So you transferred however many thousands of Capital One points for nothing, and you can't move them back.
Jeez.
Yay! I don't know what's happening in Abu Dhabi, but something's rotten in Abu Dhabi. I also just like to say Abu Dhabi.
It is a nice name to say.
Yeah. Just whatever you guys do, don't actually send cats to Abu Dhabi. It's a Garfield reference.
I'm just gonna
all right. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. We will be back on Wednesday, or literally back tomorrow, but back on Wednesday with Stack Your Points main episode, and we'll see you next week.